I had my kids very close together. They were only 18 months apart. And so the second one, I got pregnant when I was 9 months postpartum, which meant that I had a really physical child at home. Like I was still very physical and having to move around. And so I felt that probably actually contributed positively onto my next pregnancy because I just didn't have time to lay down and sit. Yeah, exactly. So less water retention, for example.
This is my dream, to have children so close together.
Is it?
Would you recommend it?
No. It's so hard. God. Honestly, the 2 under 2 thing is so hard to me. And I found that I didn't really get to enjoy my second one as much because I was just surviving the whole time. And I just felt like, oh my God, how do I deal with having the needs of this kid being met alongside obviously another kid that is completely just stagnant, just there, and it was very, very challenging, I'd say. It was only until maybe 2 or 3 years into the second kid's life that I felt like, okay, I get this a little bit more. Yeah.
Is that when you had the time to start your social media? Or you started?
Yeah, I would say I started about 5 years. Yeah, so maybe actually, I started probably about 5 years ago now. So yeah, in and around that time. Mm-hmm.
And is there a message you would like to send to working mothers?
I'd say working mothers have a very tough job in all aspects, in every aspect of their life, and which would mean to me, and I think the reason why it's hard is because of our own expectations on ourselves in a lot of things. Don't get me wrong, there are actual things that are hard and uncontrollable, but for everything else, I think it's because that we place a lot of expectations on ourselves to be something, whether it's to be the best at home, to be the best at work, and the best might not even, it just even mean that today I need to do this much productivity. And I think just learning that we cannot be 100% in all aspects of our life 100% of the time is the biggest learning that I've learned so far. And the biggest acceptance from my side is to get to that point where I don't feel like I need to be there all the time and operating at that level all the time in all aspects of my life. And I think it's that thing about being able to understand your life. Okay, well, this needs my attention today. I give that 100%, but this is going to have to take a back seat because you know what? I'm not going to be able to do that this week, today, whatever it is. And then next week, starting new, doing it again. And maybe you change that balance a little bit. And then eventually, I think learning that actually that sort of constant shift in priorities will help you become the best of what your version is in those different areas, but just not all at the same time.
This is such a wonderful answer. I think a lot of us will appreciate hearing it because you can go about your day. I'm recording this podcast, all week.
Yeah.
My son is outsourced far away. Yeah. I don't want to see him, frankly, in the evening. I just want to go to sleep because I need to be in this space. Yes, and I could not be cooking dinners and playing and playing football or whatever.
Exactly.
This is not the time for this. Exactly. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But when I just became a mom, it would have been very hard to do that.
Sure,
I would feel guilty.
But allowing you give yourself space, right, to do that. So you've given yourself, for example, this week to do this, and then next week you'll be back at home, and
I'll be the best mom.
Exactly, and then at least choosing that whatever your present is, the actual present, the presence of your present, that is what you give 100% to. And I think that's the biggest learning, because then you actually will feel more fulfilled. By next week, you're 100% there for your child. You're not being distracted by, I need to go off and do this or that, or I need to record that. And then feeling like, actually, well, they get 100% of me now. And
not a snappy,
and they're like, exactly. Yeah. You'll be more patient. You'll be better as a kid. I find that when I don't see my kids for a while, I'm better as a parent, right? Just
we miss them.
Yeah, we miss them, and you want to spend time with them, And so I think, just that, that's a balance, right? We all learn what works for us, but yeah.